We are into February 2025, and with the January blues well and truly behind us, we can start looking forward to the year ahead and begin speculating on what video games are in store. There's plenty of big game announcements, from new title reveals to gameplay, which we'd love to see sooner rather than later. Some of the entries on this list are pipe dreams to be sure, some are overly hopeful, but alas, here are 20 big game announcements that'd drive us wild were they revealed for this year. Half-Life 3 announcement. Valve have a problem with the number 3. Portal 3 is a no-go, but more ferocious is the appetite for a third entry in their storied sci-fi FPS, discounting VR exclusive Alex. Half-Life 3 was quietly cancelled and brushed under the carpet, seemingly never to be spoken of by Valve Corp, again since revealing dismay at the impossible task of one-upping the greatest FPS games ever. Metal Gear Solid Remake announcement. Why are Konami remaking Metal Gear Solid 3 but ignoring their PS1 magnum opus? Well, remaking Metal Gear Solid, and indeed MGS2, would require a thorough modernizing of both gameplay and level design, a process series producer Noriaki Okamura states as overly intricate and complicated. A Metal Gear Solid remake isn't out of the question though. Perhaps Konami is waiting to see how MGS Delta fares. Bloodborne 2 or Bloodborne Remake. Bluepoint Games, the studio behind Demon's Souls' excellent remake, recently had an unannounced live service game cancelled by Sony. Whilst an original title may still be in the works, perhaps their schedule is now clear to pick up a Bloodborne remake? After all, fans' demand for a return to Yharnam is overwhelming, so much so From Software's Hidetaki Miyazaki addressed fans' desires when Shadow of the Erdtree dropped by neither confirming nor denying future Bloodborne. Whether a Bluepoint-helmed remake or FromSoft sequel, fans will be enraptured. The Elder Scrolls 6 gameplay reveal. We're still years away from the 6th entry in Bethesda's storied fantasy RPG, but imagine the surprise were the Elder Scrolls 6 gameplay unveiled before the year is out. There isn't much to go off, just some drone-esque footage hovering over a rugged coastline, which of course expectant fans have been poring over to try and establish the Skyrim follow-up's location. We know it's in production, but how far along is a mystery. Come on Bethesda, show us what you're cooking. The next 3D Mario reveal. With Switch 2 announced, expectant Nintendo fans have swiftly moved on to discussing the console handheld hybrid sequel's launch titles. And one name sits top of the pile. Yes, our plucky plumber mascot Mario. Mario Kart, Zelda, these titles are also expected, but OG Switch title Super Mario Odyssey was such a spellbinding experience that the world is waiting with bated breath for Mario's next 3D foray to be revealed. Gameplay would drive us crazy too. Hollow Knight Silksong release date announced. This certainly feels like a big one. We've gone from early 2023 to 2025, and yet the follow-up to one of the most celebrated platformers, Hollow Knight, is still floating in the ether with no release date in sight. Fans have gotten to the point where they're begging Team Cherry for something, just anything to confirm Silksong is still coming. The next God of War announcement. Santa Monica Studio are working on a couple of games, which, unlike Bluepoint, haven't been cancelled. It's unconfirmed, but they're undoubtedly working on the next God of War, with rumors abound that Kratos and company's Norse setting is being eschewed for ancient Egypt. PS6 is the most likely destination, but with that possibly still a few years away, there's slivers of hope the next God of War could be announced sooner rather than later. A new Dino Crisis or Dino Crisis Remake. It's hard to know what to prefer in this specific scenario. Resident Evil 9 is definitely coming at some point, Monster Hunter Wilds is due soon, and there are already reports about Resident Evil remasters in the work. However, survival horror fans are hopeful attention will steer to their much-loved but often overlooked survival horror Dino Crisis. Remakes would undoubtedly be fantastic, but is a new entry or reboot out of the question? Halo coming to PlayStation. Xbox boss Phil Spencer states there are no red lines in terms of Microsoft legacy titles coming to other platforms. While specific franchises haven't been mentioned, the possibility of Halo heading to PlayStation in the future is real. Fueling speculation, the next Halo game is being constructed in Unreal Engine 5, which some commentators reckon will make the transition to Sony's hardware easier. There's meat to these rumors, but Halo coming to PlayStation will still be shocking. Silent Hill F gameplay reveal. A series revived by Silent Hill 2's remake, anticipation is growing for the first mainline Silent Hill entry since 2012's Silent Hill Downpour. Announced in 2022, Silent Hill F info has been scant. We know it'll deviate from Silent Hill's established formula in that the eponymous town is switched for Japan. Intrigue can only go so far though. Konami should show us some gameplay, please. We're all dying to know if Silent Hill F will continue Silent Hill 2's hot streak, or whether it'll be an uneventful traipse akin to the short message. Resident Evil 9 announcement. Speaking of hot streaks, the series has been pinging out quality horror games in the form of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil titles, both a remake and a new entry since Resident Evil 7, so it's with good reason they're under pressure to deliver another worthy entry with Resident Evil 9. Rumors point to once rookie cop Leon Kennedy returning as primary protagonist, but without an official announcement, we can only guess at the horrifying surprises RE9 has up its sleeve. Grand Theft Auto 6 release actually confirmed for 2025. Grand Theft Auto's return trip to Vice City should be dropping this fall. Grand Theft Auto 6's second trailer should clue us in to when the game actually comes out, but at the time of writing, we still don't know when that's coming either. Max Payne 1 and 2 Remake gameplay reveal. Despite their game's mind-bending aesthetics and struggles to shift in big numbers, is there a studio better placed to remake Max Payne 1 and 2 than Control and Alan Wake developer Remedy Entertainment? Teases nearly 12 months ago aside, we've seen very little of Max's remake Odyssey through the grimy alleys of New York. Star Wars Jedi Survivor sequel announcement. It feels too soon to be expecting the conclusion to Star Wars Jedi trilogy to be announced given Survivor isn't even 2 years old. Such is the lingering intrigue following Survivor's conclusion, though, that fans of the series can't wait to see how Cal and his crew's story ends. This one will be hugely anticipated when it's announced. The Division 3 gameplay reveal. Back in 2023, we got the announcement of the third entry for Tom Clancy's The Division, and since then we've seen practically nothing. Seemingly, the game is still away from completion, but despite prior entries each displaying their fair share of problems, the series has a hardcore player base which are growing impatient. A gameplay reveal would be just the ticket to alleviate their concerns. Final Fantasy VII Part 3 reveal. News coming at the end of January confirms that the culminating chapter in the monumental Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy has a completed story. In fact, it has been stated that the highly anticipated conclusion to the trio is trucking along nicely, which is great. This positivity, of course, is doing nothing to reduce the hope that Final Fantasy VII Part 3 will appear on current gen. Okami sequel gameplay reveal. Another long-waiting sequel announced at the Game Awards with a predecessor releasing in 2006, but the similarities between Okami's follow-up and Onimusha Way of the Sword end there. Okami is picture-perfect childlike glee, a unique experience which has aged gracefully. The fact there's another coming after so long, after many followers of this cult classic have given up on, is fantastic. The Witcher 4 gameplay reveal. With no release date on the horizon, there's high chance we'll be waiting a long time before we get to take part in serious adventure in The Witcher 4. Still, with CD Projekt Red hyping up the sequel coming 10 years after its predecessor as the most immersive and ambitious open-world Witcher game to date, the hype is gathering and shows no signs of slowing down. The cinematic trailer looks gorgeous, so let's hope we get to see how controlling Ciri within comes soon. Next Halo announcement. Yes, 343 Industries rebranding to Halo Studios alongside news that multiple new titles are in the works was music to the ears of Master Chief fans. But aside from working in Unreal Engine 5, we don't know what shape these next entries in Microsoft's iconic sci-fi shooter will take. That said, there's a feeling of redemption in the air, of Halo maybe going back to basics with a stellar story and fantastic shooting. BioShock 4 gameplay reveal. Despite having the longest serving announcement on this rundown at 5 years, we still don't have a clue when BioShock 4 will be revealed and detailed. We don't know where it'll be set, a return to Rapture or somewhere else entirely. Will it be linear or open world? Will it be first person? There's just so much to ponder here, it's surprising 2K Games haven't given us anything since BioShock 4's big confirmation back in 2019. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.